What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a Love and Marriage Huntsville extra, honey. Today, honey, we will be talking about men that disrespect women. Okay, I did drag all the men on Love and Marriage Huntsville for how they treat their wives, particularly Martell Holt and Marceau Scott. Maurice Scott is probably the most respectful out of those three, but see, he's sneaky too, and he be pulling all types of disrespectful stuff, honey, on his wife Kimmy. Okay, be telling her stuff at the last minute. We saw at the part 3 reunion of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I think Maurice lied about being around coleslaw, you know, that whole thing. So yes, he will lie and lie by omission and leave things out, honey. Leave poor Kimmy out there, you know, on a limb by herself, honey, okay? Because the husband won't tell her the truth about what's going on, okay? Make it make sense. I have a couple of speakers for you guys. We got Miss Deb Cooper. I'm going to play her first. I already played a video by Deb Cooper, you guys. It's called Break Her Down, and I will be playing a clip of that in this video to reiterate, you know, what she's saying, because it ties into what our second speaker has to say. That's Mr. R.C. Blake's. Okay, please support both of their YouTube channels. These people be dropping knowledge, honey, okay? So, honey, we will talk about the men that feel the need to break their women down. We have seen Marceau do that on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and Martell. They do it the most. Thank God we got Lewis on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think Lewis is a really good guy. And it's really sad that I saw so many Love and Marriage Huntsville reunion reviews, and people was dragging Lewis and calling him a know-it-all, and he think he's so perfect. Why do we say stupid stuff like that when a man is actually loving and respectful to his wife, right? So these same people that was dogging Lewis, you know, they was praising Marceau. Okay, that's how confused and removed, honey, from reality a lot of people are. And a lot of these people, you guys, were women. Okay, a lot of women don't know what a good man looks like, okay? And they think a man like Marceau, oh, he's an alpha male, he's just alpha. No, he's toxic, he's narcissistic, he is negative. I don't care if he is still married to Tisha, okay? 15 years and not a word from you, okay? We seen Melody and Martell. They was married for a long time. Okay, they spent a lot of years, over 10 plus years together. I don't have the exact number of years, but it was too long, honey, for Miss Melody Holt. Okay, we saw Martell lie, cheat on this woman over and over again. Towards the end of the marriage, what did he do? He tried to convince Melody that, you know, this is just what men do, you know, and, you know, this is just how they are, and you're just supposed to deal with it. And he just wanted her to put up with all his lying and cheating, which is what a lot of these toxic, narcissistic men, they want you to do, honey. And Miss Robinson is not here for that foolishness, honey. Not today. And tomorrow don't look good either. We ain't got time for that. Okay? So, without further ado, you guys, I will be playing those clips, and Miss Robinson, honey, will be in and out with her commentary.
There are men who absolutely cannot stand it when a woman is confident. When you have high self-esteem and you place a high value on yourself, you're decisive, you know, you don't take any shit from them, and you think that you're the prize, not him. You demand that he reciprocate. You have no problem telling him about himself and leaving his ass. They can't stand you. And I think most women have run into, if you are kind of woman who's about her business and making things happen, you've run into most likely several guys with this mentality over the course of your lifetime. So for those who are curious, let's establish what it is that we're talking about. Let's define confidence. I think that confidence is having the belief that you can do it, you can be it, you can achieve it. You believe in yourself. And when people are not confident, they're usually looking for all kinds of validation and support from other people. Even as far as, I don't know, they're just real needy from outside themselves. They don't believe they can do it. They need somebody else to tell them that they can do it. They don't believe that they can achieve their dreams. They need somebody else to tell them that they can. And they also sometimes need somebody to help them formulate the dreams. They can't even do that on their own. So confidence is basically the stuff that turns your thoughts into action. And people who lack confidence tend to be fearful. They're afraid of change. They're afraid of success. They're even afraid of failure, which is like, can you be afraid of one or the other? Why you got to be afraid of everything? They're just, really afraid. So they cling basically to what they know, and they never achieve anything beyond the baseline. They're too afraid to take the risk. Now, when you look at the achievements and the strides in education and things that Black women are making, there's a lot of women of all races basically that are striving for greatness. They want to achieve their dreams. They want to create. They want to grow. They take risks. They want to go places and do things that they've always wanted to do. And, you see a lot of women traveling alone around the world. They're not afraid to go and do things, to eat out at restaurants by themselves. I mean, women today are just doing all kinds of things that they want to do without fear. But guys tend to hate that. They don't necessarily like a woman who feels powerful in herself. They want you to be dependent on them for everything. So when they meet a woman who is powerful and who's confident and who has high self-esteem, some of these dudes will do everything in their power to break you. Just like a pony, they're going to break you in mentally, spiritually, and emotionally with the goal of making you fearful and weak like, so many other women are.
We saw this play out on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I told you all several times that this is what Martell Holt did to his ex-wife, Melody Holt. He saw Melody Holt reaching for the stars, going for her goals, and he wanted to break her down. So the perfect way to do that would be to start cheating. We can insert coleslaw in. That way you can compete for my love. You didn't walk down this aisle with me. I didn't, put my vows out there before God and to you, and I'm going to cheat on you. And I'll blame you for the reason why I cheated. Okay? Okay. So I told you all, a lot of narcissistic men, they also love triangulating. The triangulating is the step before cheating. The man will bring up another woman. A lot of times it'll be his ex. It'll be the baby mama, the ex-wife. Sometimes it may be his mother or his sister, He will always compare you to that other woman, and he will compare your sex skills, your cooking skills. He'll probably bring up his mom or sister or somebody or auntie and let you know how they cook way better than you. As far as you being his woman, he will compare you to the ex-wife or girlfriend. Why you don't wear your hair the way Sheila do it? Sheila go over here to get her hair done. They'll talk about nails. Well, you should go to this nail shop, such and such. She get her nails done up over here. You should, do what she do. Meanwhile, you look way better than the person, right? They don't care about that because everything is to break you down. If a man is not supporting you, 9 times out of 10, he wants to break you down, put you in lowest terms. That way you question yourself and you doubt yourself. Okay? And only a weak man would do such a thing. I have never seen a strong, confident, and powerful man do that type of stuff. It's always the weak, M-A-L-E-S's, the males. They do that. Men, M-E-N, they don't do that. They don't have to do that. So never, ladies, take it personal. I told you all before, when someone is disrespecting you, playing these triangulating games, it says so much more about them than it does about you. You have to think they have really low self-esteem and they want you to feel low in the gutter like them, okay? They know that you are way better than them. So the way you got to look at it is you are so high up that he has to bring you down. Okay, he see you at that top level and he want to bring you down to the first floor. And if he gets what he wants, hopefully the basement. Okay? So next, you guys, I'm going to play Mr. R.C. Blake's Honey Baby. He killed his sermon on how men disrespect women. He also mentioned how a lot of women disrespect themselves, and that's why a lot of men are disrespectful to women as well. So he covered that ever so eloquently, honey. I just love me some R.C. Blake's. So without further ado, honey, I'm going to play the audio from him, and I will be in and out with my commentary.
What does it take? What does it take for a man to respect a woman? Have you thought about that? What is it going to take here in 2022 at the time I'm filming this? What is it going to take for a man to respect a woman? Because I think you have to agree with me that this is a very different time. You know, I'm middle-aged. I'm a middle-aged black man, and I have never seen a day when disrespect for women among men has been so high. Now, to be fair, I've never seen a day where disrespect amongst women for themselves has been so high. But we're living in a time now when men behave like, these guys actually behave like they no longer like women. The disrespect is just so blatant and so violent and over the top that it's almost like these guys don't even like women. There's a contempt for women like I've never seen before. And the question is, why? And I have a few answers, and I hope you stay with me. Some of it is due to issues with men, and then some of it is due to issues with women. Number one, why, what is it going to take for men to respect women? Why is there such a lack of respect? Number one, the man will have to, if we're going to get back to a place where men respect women again, the man will have to get a real revelation of the purpose and value of the woman. Besides jumping up and down in the bed and having sex, the man is going to have to get a revelation of the non-sexual value of the woman. And I don't understand why that's so hard when all of us came from a woman. You know, you sitting there and you calling women this, and you're degrading women, and you running women through, you know, all kinds of hoops and wrecking women emotionally and all of this kind of thing, and you came from a woman. It's a high probability that you have women for sisters. It's also a high probability that you will one day have women for daughters. But yet when it comes down to the relationship you have with women who are not related to you, you don't have a revelation of the value and the purpose of the woman. The biggest issue with the disrespect of women is the childish perspectives of men. You know, when I look back over my life and I look at that time and season in my life when I was disrespectful, never to this extent. I played games, but I was never, you know, I would never blatantly hurt a woman's feelings intentionally. I would never try to destroy a woman's self-esteem. I've never seen anything like I'm seeing today. It looks like these guys don't like women. But it's due to the childish perspective or perspectives of the men. When a man lacks the wisdom to discern the true value of the woman and his divine role or her divine role in his life, he will always disrespect her. When he doesn't understand her divine role in his life, and when he fails to understand his divine role in her life, it will always lead to disrespect. Because of what? Childishness. So if you sit in there and you're a little man and you're around here just wrecking women, you're a child, bro. You're not a grown man. You're not a grown man. I don't care what your age is. If you don't have enough manhood about yourself to understand that there are limits that a man should go relative to how he deals with a woman, you're not a man, you're a child. It's little boys that fight with little girls because little boys don't know the difference. They don't know how to distinguish between male versus female yet. So if you're sitting here and you're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old and you're still around here disrespecting women and intentionally destroying women, you are a child. Listen to what the Bible says in 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and 11. The Apostle Paul says, when I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Much of it is due to the fact that we're dealing with a generation of men that are suffering from arrested development. You have a grown man's body, a grown man's physique. You may have a beard, and you may have a six-pack, and you may be 6'3" and 220, all muscle, but in your mind, you're as childish as any little boy running around the schoolyard.
First started cheating, I think that's what you're talking about.
Of course you know.
You wasn't doing what you were supposed to do.
And what was that?
I called you. You didn't have time to talk to me, so what were you doing?
What was I doing?
I always complained. I was like, hey, why you can't talk to me? I don't got time. I ain't got time.
I'm out of this meeting.
Me too. I had meetings. It doesn't matter. It's about having time for your spouse.
You pushed me. You got me more involved, doing more with the company, with the community, with everything else. And it was a setup for the okie doke. Because there's no way
you
I can
have
talk
so
to
many
you all
friends.
the time.
How does no male stop doing certain things? Sexual?
Hey, what about sexual? What did I say?
You wouldn't satisfy me.
How?
Period.
I wasn't satisfying you sexually?
No.
Did you ever talk to me about that? You never said to me, you're not satisfying me.
When we in the bed, I'm saying, babe, you ain't gonna do this for me? No. You ain't gonna do that for... No. What you think that is?
Okay.
That's disappointment.
Okay.
To your husband to tell him no for anything.
And does that open the door for you to be able to step out and do what you want to do?
Of course.
Okay, so all those years when there were certain things I was telling you that I wanted you to experience more sexually and do more and you didn't want to, should I have just stepped out? Just ask.
I can't recall that.
You can't, of course, you never can recall what you don't want to recall.
What, talk freaky? Okay, I don't want to talk freaky.
Yeah, you don't want that, so you open up that door. You have to learn and know the trophy that you have.
Okay,
when
but
you have a woman
being a complete trophy if she's not taking care of her husband.
You got somebody who can talk to you all the time, who's cooking for you, who's satisfying you sexually. Why don't you take your ass on and be with her?
I don't want to.
Well, that's a damn shame.
You know what that's called?
What?
Feeling that void. She felt that void.
Well, it sounds like you think you may just need two women.
Well, back in the day, in the Bible days, whatever, they had multiple women, so why not?
Boy, please, I ain't no side chicken. I ain't gonna be no side chicken.
What you talking? You was a side chicken. You was a side chicken. And he had a fiance.
I don't know if this is normal for them. It's not normal for me.
Damn, my damn blood pressure up. I'm running back here. I'm trying to give me a damn dress.
Each other, I'm sorry. You're alive. You're alive on tail. You're alive on tail. You're alive on tail. When I left you.
Childish little boys fight with little girls because they've not become men in their minds yet. And when you see a grown man that intentionally disrespects women, there you see a child. Arrested development. They're still psychologically little boys. You see, little boys humiliate and hurt little girls.
I know it's not right. And I know some people look at me like his arrogant ass. But I guess I'm a confident man. I don't know. I've always been like that. Ever since high school, people said I was arrogant. I'm going to continue to strive in the way I see fit for myself, you know? And then when it comes to me cheating, it seemed like it's the right thing, or it's cool for me to do such a thing. The only thing I'm going to say is women, take care of your fucking man. Take care of your man. Like, you don't know what his reaction is going to be. And it's not up to you to know what your man's reaction is going to be to you not doing what you should do as the wife or as the girlfriend. Take care of them. Take care of them. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Because if you don't, like, what if I look like... No, I didn't know. You know, she told me this. She told me this later on. And then for her to, you know, like this day of time, she would say that I kept forgiving you for the things that you did. And then I would say, now that I know that she cheated on me, I'm like, well, you was probably slacking in certain areas because you was, you know, seeing someone else.
Y'all see how he is pointing that finger back at Melody for what he was doing? A lot of narcissists, if they are cheating on you, they will accuse you of cheating when really they are the ones that have been out here stepping out. Okay, that is so they can get the blame up off of them, and that's way they don't have to take accountability or responsibility for their actions. Okay.
You know? So it's like a lot of things that I'm puzzled by.
Okay, so Martell, how many times have you cheated and how long have you been with the mistress? I mean, did she know about it initially, or is this something new and y'all knew it when y'all came to TV? Because this seems like a lot.
No, it is a lot. I would definitely agree to that. It is a lot. But yeah, I mean, I seen that. been mistress over 5 years. And like you know, it's ugly. I know it is. But a lot of times, you know, her and I, we stopped talking. I stopped talking to her for, you know, several months. And, you know, Melody knew that. But I come home to someone who's, you know, not only not satisfying me, but, you know, disrespecting me with the mouth. Almost talking to me like she's the man and I'm the woman or something like that. Like, really.
You hear that? Just because Melody would speak up for herself, she's trying to be the man. And it's so funny. I had a narcissistic man say that to me. Oh, you're trying to be the man in our little relationship. Your job is to be the woman. When I heard his ass say that, I knew that, you know, I couldn't be bothered with that. I was like in my early 20s, but I just knew there was something very misogynistic about that. I knew that something about him saying that to me, it wasn't right. Another game that these toxic men will play to disrespect you is they will always get back cool with the baby mama. Okay, if you all are into it, they will for years tell you they can't stand their baby mama, they hate her, she's such a bad person, she's so horrible. And then, you know, the next thing you know, y'all get into it and he's up her butt. You can probably catch him on the phone with her, or he'll bring her up in conversation and begin saying a lot of nice, kind words about her. Oh yeah, you know, I saw her today. She was looking real nice, you know. Oh, well, you know, she helps out at the kids' school. Okay? They will do a complete 180 on their perception of their child's mother. I done seen it all, okay? Heard it all before, okay? Yeah, I think she really is a good person. I really do think she's changing her ways. Now, meanwhile, he done told you she's a liar, a cheater, and a slut. And the next thing you know, yeah, you know, she's working on her ways and, you know, you all could be cool. And y'all know what Miss Robinson say to that. H-E double hockey sticks, baby. Okay? N-A-W. Okay?
Humiliate and hurt little girls because they have not developed enough understanding to distinguish the difference between men and women. There are few things that are different as a man matures and grows in his thinking, which is the reason I wrote the book Kingology to go along with Queenology. It's to elevate the consciousness of a generation of men as well. But there are few differences that a man begins to understand as he matures and grows and develops. He begins to understand, letter A, men are stronger. So you don't see a grown man, a man that's grown in his mind, you don't see him going back and forth with women. You don't see him in cat fights with women. You don't see him intentionally trying to break a woman down because he understands his role as king of the pride. You don't typically see a male lion coming into the pride jumping on the females. Because men, when you become a man, you understand that you're stronger. And the Bible says in 1 Peter 3:7, he says, likewise, ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. A grown man understands I'm stronger. Letter B, a grown man understands this. Women are God-given gifts. I don't care what you say. You can talk all the stuff you want to talk. The best thing God ever made was a woman. There ain't nothing that God created. There's nothing that God created that compares to a woman. Now, you got to be a grown, heterosexual man to understand what I'm talking about. Now, if you're not grown and if you're not heterosexual, you off on some other channel or frequency, God bless you. But for a grown, heterosexual man, there's nothing that God created that's more valuable and valued by a grown man than a woman. I was watching James Brown, and interesting, I saw it on Facebook. James Brown and Pavarotti teamed up together to do James Brown's song, It's a Man's World. And in James Brown's song, he says, it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. And I said, amen, James. Come on now. Amen. Because women are God-given gifts. This is why married men, check the statistics, tend to live longer. You can listen to all of that rhetoric and all of this stuff, all of this player stuff. Come on, man. Married men are healthier. Married men tend to live longer. Married men tend to do better financially. Married men tend to hit their marks and reach their goals. Married men are typically, if they married the right woman, are typically happier and healthier because women are God-given gifts. God gave us the woman. Letter C. When a man steps out of his childish mindset and he gets a real revelation of the purpose and value of the woman, and he understands, letter C, he begins to, in letter C, he begins to understand that his opinion or his words have a devastating impact on the woman.
Conversation last night then when she was like something about respectful cheating and disrespect for cheating.
What's that all about? I don't know. I think respectful cheating is like a threesome.
You're killing me.
I guess if it's been cleared, like housemaids, like a concubine. I don't know. If a guy can convince his wife that he was cheating but respectfully, I say get that man a book. He's got something figured out. And I'm not saying it's right, but we should listen to it. Because what if there is a way to respectfully cheat? Not for women, of course. Women can't respectfully cheat.
You hear that? Women can't respectfully cheat. The man can cheat. Do you hear the one-sidedness? That's how you know you dealing with a toxic man, a narcissistic man, okay? But women that struggle with broken consciousness, and there's quite a few of them on YouTube, they will call Marceau, ding ding, an alpha male. Oh, he just being a man. You'll hear that stupid stuff. Okay.
That's why a masculine man chooses his words very, very, very carefully when he's talking to a woman, because the last thing a masculine man wants to do is to hurt a woman's feelings, especially if he loves that woman. He will bend over backwards to not say something that he thinks might hurt her feelings, because he understands how his opinions and his words impact her greatly.
We're here to celebrate love and friendship. And we're here to celebrate our 15th year anniversary. Yes. So out of this group, there's a lot of love in here. So who knows? Anybody want to do any type of recommitment
I don't know how this is happening. Like, I don't know if this is a test. Like, I bet he can't say no in public, but I think that I'm going to renew my commitment to say no. I'm not renewing my vows. That's what I'll renew.
15 years and not a word from you.
That can fit. The shoe fits. So.
Who does it fit? It fits 15 years. We're here in Vegas.
Oh, no.
We invited everyone to come celebrate.
So
today is the recommitment.
I like that, Tiffany. I feel that Tisha was just expressing her love for her husband, and I think that's amazing. I can only imagine if both of them felt like that, how amazing their marriage would be.
Marcel and I have been distant lately, and the fact that he had a vasectomy done today and didn't remind me is clear that we have a communication problem, and that worries me. So my thing is that somebody tell you that, oh, your husband's been cheating on you, and then now for the past, 3 months, you've been hanging out late, saying that you're working on stuff.
See, I promise you.
And you've been abandoning me. Like, I feel like you're not showing me any attention, any affection, or anything at home. I've been trying to balance all this stuff and still make sure you're taken care of, make sure the kids are taken care of. But I'm the one that's not getting anything in return right now from you.
That's because you're always busy doing all this other stuff. I told you at the beginning. So does that make it okay for you not to show me any attention? No, baby, just because you decided that, hey, I want to go out and better myself, doesn't mean the world stops. We still have bills, we still have investments, we still got Uptown, we still got Black, we still got hotel bills, we still got Scope, we still got Infinity Properties, all these things.
And we still have each other. We should be the core of everything.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds like a Facebook quote.
No, it doesn't.
That sounds like something. Okay.
That's why when I told you, I was like, Marcel, I like flowers. I was like, I wish you would give me flowers more. And he was like, okay, babe, I'll make that happen. That have not even happened.
There's a thing called flowers, and there's a thing called mortgage.
And there's a thing called making your wife feel special, making your wife feel like you're thinking
about
her,
how I do it?
And making your wife feel like you want her.
You know how I do it? You know how I do it?
Why?
I work my ass off.
Work is not everything.
No, babe, but right now it is.
You have to balance that, Marcel.
Man, that's tough.
You feel like just because you out there working, you make money.
I don't.
You have to do nothing else.
No, that's not what I feel like.
Well, that's what you're saying.
I feel like if I'm not out there working, then won't nothing happen.
Yes, that's part of things too. But also, I am too.
Okay.
The kids too. Like, you can't just be working all the time, and you can't make time to eat dinner with us, play games with us. Like, that's not
right.
That's not okay.
Tisha doing kind of what me and Tisha doing, and it works. So
I think.
Okay, well, you can know it does work. Tisha can, go out there, have fun.
We're not going out to have fun. We're going out to network and meet some people.
Make some power moves.
That's right.
Okay, that's kind of not where we're going with it. We're not going to be a power couple. We're kind of like the regular couple.
You hear that? He didn't never want to be a power couple, okay?
Marcel, stop it.
No, at the end of the day, I'm not going to be no Martell. I'm not going to be having 3 kids and working, doing all this other stuff.
And he looks down on Martell for actually wanting to be with his kids and spend time with them, okay? So pay attention to that type of verbiage.
You just have 3 kids, though, Marcel.
She has 3 kids, and I just happen to be their daddy.
You hear that? I rest my case, honey. Okay? Let's also listen to a clip of Maurice telling Kimmy, I guess in this clip, he had already told Kimmy that he plans on moving Kiowa and her husband and their child to Huntsville. Remember, he was going to pay for the house that they were going to be living in, and he sprung all of this on Kimmy at the last minute, and it made her super emotional. Okay, I told y'all the part that Maurice plays in his marriage to Kimmy that's disrespectful is he tells Kimmy things at the last minute. Remember, Kimmy didn't even know that Monster had been vaping. Okay, Maurice didn't tell her about that. Okay, so let's play the clip, honey.
Appreciate you coming out here this morning with me.
That sounds like I'm being dismissed.
Sounds like I want to listen to this rain.
Yeah.
Getting your nice
rain-filled morning disrupted by information that your husband has decided to ask his ex-wife and her husband to move to Huntsville is a pretty big pill to swallow. I'm hurt because I don't feel like how I was going to feel about this choice was the least bit taken into consideration.
So a lot of times you see a man that in the streets, he'll knock a dude out. He'll knock a 250, 300 dude out, 300-pound dude out, and then he'll go home and he almost walking on eggshells with his 100-pound wife. It's not that he he's lost his mojo. He's lost his sense of dominance. It's that his manhood makes him respect the tenderness of his wife's or his woman's feelings. And so with his woman, he's more careful than he is with anybody else, because he begins to understand that when he knows his role and he understands the gift and the value that she is to him, he also simultaneously respects the fact that he can't allow just anything to come out of his mouth. He can't deal with her with any kind of energy because he knows that it can be devastating to her. His opinions matter to her. The world can say whatever, and she can, flip off and come back and say what she pop her gum and say what she got to say, and she can hold her own in her, in her own right. But when it comes down to her man, his opinions are most important to her. And if he uses his words disrespectfully so as to intentionally hurt her, he can create a wound that may never heal. Every grown man, every true masculine man avoids doing that to his woman, or for that matter, to any woman. When you see a man that can just flippantly disregard the feelings of a woman, there's something suspect there.
And really quickly, guys, I want to keep drilling this point home. Just because a man has not put his hands on you does not mean that he is a good man. A lot of these men are emotionally abusive. And what I notice with emotionally abusive men, they don't take any responsibility or accountability for that behavior. It's nothing to them. It's like breathing. It's just like, oh, I just said this. Oh, I said something that, was true and you got upset, and they are very dismissive of your feelings. Cheating is emotional abuse. Triangulating, bringing up other women, throwing them in your faces, whether it's the mama, the baby mama, the sister, the cousin, the aunt, all of it, abuse, disrespect, okay? Getting cool with the baby mama, getting uncool with her, then trying to get right back cool with her. I done seen it all. All of that, abuse, disrespect. We all know there are a lot of men out here that have children, with other women. There is a respectful way to co-parent, and that man needs to set boundaries with his child's mother. Okay, a lot of these men will act like the child's mother is their mother too. And these simps, they will jump up like the puppet that they are and do whatever they baby mama tell them to do. Okay? No, make her wait. A lot of these baby mamas, they're bitter. Especially if you're a woman and you look better than them and you smarter than them. See, the baby mama be knowing that type of stuff. So a lot of times she'll do little stuff to break y'all up. And guess what? That says a lot about who she is and what she stands for and how unhappy she is in her life, because happy people are very self-absorbed. They only care about them. They're not going to waste any time trying to bring misery to their child's father. They want their child's father to be happy, and they want to be happy as well. Okay?
If you look in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 16, in the Message version, it reads like this. He told the woman, God is speaking here to the woman, I'll multiply your pains in childbirth. This is after they both sinned and God is assigning punishment. He says, I'll multiply your pains in childbirth. You give birth to your babies in pain. You want to please, watch this, you will want to please your husband, but he'll lord it over you. In other words, there's going to be an insatiable desire to please her husband or to please her man. But in most cases, he's going to lord it over you and he's going to weaponize your desire to please him.
Y'all heard that? We heard Martell on that clip. Okay, bringing up coleslaw to Melody and how she satisfied him and Melody wasn't doing her job. We also heard him tell Dr. Heavenly on the interview she did with him, oh, well, that's why I cheated on her, bragging about cheating on her because of her mouth. She's supposed to just put up with his negativity and his bad behavior. You know, she's supposed to just sit up there and take all the emotional abuse, because little boys think that I could disrespect my woman and treat her any kind of way, and she just supposed to put up with me. Because if she just put up with me, that means love. I had some idiot tell me that. Just stupid. Okay? So we already heard those clips.
And that's what we're looking at now. We're looking at a broken generation of men that are constantly breaking women because God has put within the woman a natural desire to want to please her man. But when he's disrespectful, he chips away at her self-esteem, her self-perspective, inch by inch by inch. Letter D. Women are agents. These are things the man begins to understand when he realizes the value of the woman and her role in his life and his role in her life. Letter D, he begins to understand that women are agents of reproduction. And whatever we deposit, whatever we as men deposit into women, they simply multiply it. That men have seed, but we don't have womb. So we are full of potential that will never manifest until we understand the fact that not only is the woman the agent of physical birth, but the right woman many times gives birth to your full potential. You know, a man is typically like a child's toy that, you know, it has a beautiful picture on the box, but when you open it, it's not assembled. All of the parts are there. Everything necessary is there, but it needs assembly. Sometimes that man finds his assembly in the care of the right woman. But a man that disrespects a woman many times fractures and breaks and wounds the very woman that God ordained to help him in his process.
Such a slap in the face to me, I feel, because I didn't feel like I had the idea that we were in that kind of a place. I wouldn't have guessed that was going on. And so now we're not about to not discuss what the problem is, because I absolutely don't know what the hell the problem was.
It ain't like me and you were in a place in our marriage where we ain't having sex and we ain't kissing and we ain't doing walks in the park and we ain't holding hands. That concerns me that we were still doing all of that and you still found it necessary to have a full-blown girlfriend.
Because I love you. That's why. Though I stepped out in another relationship, it doesn't discount.
Wait, did you just say in another relationship?
So, okay, we're in a relationship.
Because y'all was talking all day, every day just about.
Yeah, no, you pulled the phone records,
sure did.
investigated, right.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw everything.
How long was it? That's another question I need to know.
I'm pretty sure you know. You
I
told me
don't
how long.
care. I'm asking you, though.
A year.
Y'all only talked for a year? So you're still lying.
No, I'm saying, but that's irrelevant. I don't talk to her anymore.
The only relevancy is if you're still lying to me. See, we can't move
Okay,
forward
we
if
talked
we don't
for 2
put all
years.
cards on the table.
We talked for 2 years.
That's a long time, Martell Hope. Now, here's my other concern. Is every time I mention or say something,
why
why
is
is
it
it that?
about this during
Because
their
this
wedding
is,
day?
well, because
I know
this is
it's
what
beautiful out here, but you talking about
Because
something
this is-
negative.
this is what-
We should be hugging and kissing. Look.
Hey, Martell, I'm so sorry.
Building
Martell,
some of these
Martell.
$100 million buildings. That's something we
Martell.
need to be talking about.
Martell, I really don't think you understand how much you hurt me. See, in my mind, I'm thinking that you and I are Mr. and Mrs. Power
I'm
Couple,
sorry,
whatever.
are we not? I
I'm
was a
talking about-
good man. I was still producing. I was still taking care of the kids. I still was
Martell,
taking care of the house.
you hurt me to the depths
I
of
know,
my
I'm
soul
sorry for
because
that.
the biggest thing for me with this whole thing was the disrespect that came with it. Can I answer your phone?
There's that word, disrespect, baby.
If somebody says to me, I didn't call your phone, put Martell on the phone, you should have checked her right then and said, hold on, who the you think you're talking to? That's my wife.
You ran
Don't
off on
talk
my
to
phone,
my
I'm
wife.
sorry.
But
didn't
you-
give me my phone.
Y'all hear that? How he blaming her? They'll do that. They'll blame you for their bad behavior.
Sweetheart, it was on speaker. I said, Martell, say something. Say something, Martell. You didn't say not one word.
I'm sorry, I'm not accustomed to that situation.
Y'all hear that? Abusive. She done had all these kids by him, walked down the aisle. That's why a lot of these men, honey, they don't take marriage serious, okay? They see you as being their little house slave, and then they will take some random woman and put that woman on the same level that you supposed to be on. Okay? Make it make sense. And she ain't walked down no aisle and had no babies. Well, this is when Coleslaw didn't have none. But, you know, it don't make no sense.
You heard your girlfriend get smart with your wife on the phone. You never took up for me or defended me. Ever.
No loyalty. He was showing her, you guys, all along. And she was confused and she was hurt. A lot of people will say she should have been and left him. You know, it's kind of easy to say that, but once you in love with somebody and you got kids and businesses together, you know, you want to maintain that. So, you know, it took Melody some time to figure out, you know, she's dealing with this full-blown narcissistic devil. That is what these narcissistic men are. I have a video coming up that we will be talking about covert narcissists. I have dealt with one of those as well, okay? So, yeah, these are demonic spirits, okay, that want to put you down, put you in your place, talk about your weight, compare your weight to the next woman's weight, cheat on you, lie on you, steal from you, okay? Money, ideas, they'll steal whatever and give it to somebody else.
Like saying something to your wife, saying don't say nothing to my wife.
I
That
did.
kind of stuff.
I did.
No, you didn't. You stood there in silence.
Mel, that's the first phone call,
So
babe.
how did I end up having 3-4 other conversations with her later on?
See, the disrespect. It shouldn't have never been no phone call at all.
But you went to her.
Sweetheart, you must don't remember when she called my phone. Is there anything you can do to keep your husband from following in behind me? Because every time I change my number, he calls me. That's what she said.
Oh, okay.
And I told her I have no pity or mercy on anybody who wants to sleep with somebody else's husband. Figure it out.
Okay, babe. You're looking angry right now.
You hear the gaslighting? I'm going to make you look crazy for having feelings, for having emotions. A lot of them will laugh at you if you begin crying. As a black woman, I always get told, "You such a strong woman," as if I don't have any feelings or emotions about anything. I really hate when people say that to me. I get what people mean. when they say that, but I'm sick of this narrative that black women supposed to be strong all the time. Sometimes we hurt, we cry, and this isn't just about being a black woman, just being a woman, period. You know, we have emotions. You know, we're human, you know?
You don't gotta relive that.
What you did was the ultimate betrayal. People knew.
No.
You think this mouth was so closed tight that she wasn't saying? That's a lie. And quit defending her. You're still defending her.
They'll defend another woman that has, you know, I had another man defend a woman that did him all the way wrong. He was sitting up there defending her, and she this good person, and he didn't call her all types of names. But in this situation with Martell and Melody, he up here defending her, coleslaw. He doesn't feel sorry, you know, towards his wife. There's no remorse. He just wants to hurry up and change the subject because he feels uncomfortable. And a lot of times, guys, they don't want to hear how you feel about anything. Everything is very dismissive. Just get over it. This is par for the course. I'm the man. This is what I did. Deal with it. Okay? Okay.
You're destroying your own future as you see yourself destroying your woman. But an inferior man always seeks to sabotage the self-esteem of a would-be strong woman because that man struggles with self-hatred. So you see men that flippantly and blatantly disrespect women. That's self-hatred. It's self-hatred. Ephesians chapter 5, verses 28 and 29 says this: so ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loveth himself. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourisheth and cherisheth it, even as the Lord the church. It is natural for a man to love the woman. When a man hates the woman, it is an expression of self-hatred. I take care of this woman somewhere in this house here. Take care of her. Yes, I do. And I deal with her very, very, very carefully, very respectfully. My wife has never had to sit and hear me curse her out. My wife has never had to be afraid that I'm about to get physical. Come on now. And don't no woman in the world is more flip than my wife. My wife can be flip. I don't care what y'all say. My wife can be flip. But you know what? To the extent I love myself, I love my woman. And when you love your woman, you respect her. Watch this. When you love yourself, when you love your mama, your sisters, you love your wife, you have to love all womanhood. And sometimes you love certain women so much that you just separate yourself, because you will separate yourself before you will participate in any disrespect, because the disrespect of a man for a woman is a reflection on that man's self-perspective.
Come on and preach. Oh my God, this man is preaching a good word, honey.
Now, number 2. All of that was under number 1, which is the man will have to get a real revelation. How are we going to get to a place where men respect women again? The man will have to get a real revelation of the purpose and value of the woman. You're going to have to get all of this pimp stuff out of your mind, and all of this kind of stuff you hearing in the barbershop and you learn in the backyard. You got to get all that trash out of your mind, man. You ain't going above that. That's garbage. You got to get a real revelation of the purpose of the woman, the value of the woman, the non-sexual value of the woman, and your purpose in her life. Number 2, the man will have to renew his mind from misogynistic propaganda. And we've all been sold a bill of goods that, this makes a man. You know, I was trained by the OGs, they called them, that, you know, the more women you could sleep with, the more man you were. So I went after every woman I could find. I can't tell y'all. I would be embarrassed to tell y'all, you know, we ain't talking no numbers here. It was just absolutely ridiculous. That was a half a lifetime ago almost, or more. Because we've all been, as men, we've been programmed to believe that, you know, the way to be the man is to beat your woman down, call women B's and H's, and even though women are so twisted in their own thinking, they call one another B's and everything. You know, a real man is never going to be caught speaking like that to a woman, but misogynistic propaganda has trained us to think and to function and to behave like this as men. Misogyny is simply the dislike of or contempt for or ingrained prejudice against women.
Kevin Samuels, okay? And we have seen so many men support Kevin Samuels and his toxic buffoonery, honey, okay, when it comes to women and relationships, and he rating women on a 1 to 10 scale. Meanwhile, he's a -1, okay? Make it make sense. This is why, guys, I am such a fan of Will Smith. I love that man. He is so honest. He is so transparent. He's vulnerable. A lot of these men, they are none of those things. That's why they going around here calling Will a simp. If Will was out here with more than one woman, more than Jada, 2 and 3, nobody, women included, would say anything. That's how messed up a lot of these people's minds are. Okay, you got misogynistic men and you got women that suffer from internalized misogyny. Okay, so we can get on these men all day, but it is these women out here that are weak, codependent, and, you know, sitting up here nodding their head to a whole bunch of bull crap from these men. They're buying into it. Okay, trying to sell us on this BS, and Miss Robinson, honey, is not here for it. Not today, and tomorrow don't look good either, Satan. Okay, and all of this type of behavior, I keep telling you all, it's very demonic. Okay, I don't care how high the credit score is. I don't care what this man then bought you. A lot of these type of men, you guys, they will try to buy you, okay? They'll buy you and then they'll disrespect you later and do the triangulating and talking about your weight, comparing it to somebody else's weight. A lot of them will be subtle with the disrespect. You could simply be watching TV with them and they will say something to put you down. When we all armor up to go out in the world, you know, living is hard enough. If you living with a man, he should be pouring into you, making you feel good about yourself, making you feel like a queen. He should be communicating with you. But instead of communicating with you, what a lot of these demonistic narcissistic men will do is they'll give you the silent treatment, which means they won't talk to you for days. They will ignore text messages. I think that that's very evil to sit up and ignore your woman's text messages. The woman that loves you, you go sit up and just ignore it. You know, act like you never got the message. That is, you know, but that's the devil though, right? That's a very evil person. If you ever want to cut somebody off, just cut them off and say, hey, this ain't working out. You know, I'm not going to do right by you. I would rather you be single. I think a lot of women would appreciate that if a man is just honest and he be on his way. But instead, a lot of them will ghost you. Okay? which is another one of their evil tactics. And they'll just say, oh, well, I just wasn't interested no more. I've had men, and I've even heard some women on YouTube say, oh, well, how he treated you. Oh, well, it ain't no big deal. Listen, it is not okay to go around using women for sex. Okay, a lot of them will do that. She gave it to me. She just gave it to you. Got a choice to pull your damn drawers down. Okay, did nobody put no gun up to your head? You don't like that woman like that. Don't sleep with her. Men have choices that they make. But guess what? Most men, you ain't got to worry about them acting like that. You do have to worry about these males, these MALESs. You got to worry about them because they'll keep sleeping with a woman that they don't even like, leading a woman on, blowing her phone up. Okay, it's a lot of that going around. And you'll have some women say, well, why you let him screw you? Why, you stupid. And we got victims out here being blamed. And they the victim. Make it make sense. Y'all need to hold these men to task. Hold these men accountable and responsible for their negative reactions and actions towards women. These men out here are horrible. Okay? Horrible and deplorable. And I'm not trying to make any excuses, you guys, but that is why some of these women, they turning gay now. Okay? Because of the hate and the disrespect and the contempt that a lot of these men have against women. Okay? We are supposed to be supporting and loving towards one another, being uplifting. And I get we're all going to have our ups and downs and our struggles, but you protect your woman on a day where you feel like you're not going to behave in the correct way. Maybe you don't go to her house that day because you're so angry. Communicate that. Don't just ghost that woman. Don't just ignore her messages and just say, oh, well, let her ass get over it. I don't care. All of this dismissive, toxic behavior. Child, it's just crazy to me, but I want y'all to walk away with this. God is not the author of confusion. The devil is, though. The devil wants you to be all mixed up and confused and don't want you to know where they coming from. That's the devil, okay? And the devil is a liar.
And though I'm a preacher, though I'm a pastor, can I tell you that one of the biggest proponents of this misogynistic message many times are antiquated churches where the Bible is twisted to make the man feel like somehow he's superior to the woman, which is false. But then it makes the man feel like he's superior to the woman because he's a man, and that being a female makes a woman automatically inferior to the man. Men hate women for a number of reasons. This misogynistic propaganda, this woman-hating rhetoric that many of you are buying into. Number of reasons that men hate women. And when a man hates a woman, he automatically what? Disrespects her. When a man loves a woman, he automatically what? Respects her. Even if she doesn't respect herself, he respects her enough. He respects himself to respect her enough to put himself in a different situation that he doesn't have to be impacted by her self-disrespect. But he'll never go on record as intentionally disrespecting a woman. But society is training men, young men, to hate women. Few reasons men hate women. Letter A, you got a mother wound. You see a man that's just constantly disrespecting women, and all his talk is about what women are not, and is pulling women down, and constantly, this stuff is everywhere, all through the streets, man. There's a mother wound. His mama did something to him that he hadn't recovered from. His mama left him, or his mama, had put a man in front of him or something like that. And now he's taking out all of that vengeance on every woman in his life. Letter B, he has a frustrated sexuality. Because there's no way in the world you're a well-adjusted heterosexual man and you around here fighting with women all day.
Preach!
Disrespecting women. You have a frustrated sexuality. Let us see. He's had poor examples of manhood. You know, he's had pimps for his mentors.
And a lot of times, guys, these men hate their fathers, but guess what? They are just like their fathers. Their fathers were abusive to their mothers, maybe physically, but that man, he feel like, well, I don't hit my woman, but you put her down emotionally, though, which is the same thing. I was told emotional abuse is worse than physical abuse, okay? Because those scars may not ever go away. So it is all abuse and it is all wrong, okay?
Letter D, he's bitter, and here's a big one. He's bitter from a previous rejection. There was some woman that broke his heart in the past, and now he's the angry nerd taking it out on every woman he can find.
Yep. I done been with men, honey, that tried to punish me for what some other heifer tried to do. Okay? Make it make sense.
But any well-adjusted masculine man loves womanhood too much to intentionally injure. And that hurts my heart whenever I'm made to feel like I did something unknowingly that hurt a woman's feelings. Now, I don't like to hurt anybody's feelings, but if I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings, let it be a dude. You know, I feel like a dude. You ought to be able to get over it, man.
And I actually had a man that hurt my feelings. Maybe this was a couple of months back. And I told him about it, and he said, I apologize. That wasn't, where I was coming from. We're still cool to this day. He acknowledged it, he corrected it, and he apologized like over and over again. Okay, that's a man. He really felt bad. I could tell. And it has never happened again. And it was nothing really like horrible. No cursing or nothing like that. But I just wanted to put that in there.
But as a well-adjusted masculine man, there's nothing in me that can just intentionally injure women, disrespect women. And listen to what the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 11, 7 and 8. It says, for man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God. But the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. This is why the Bible said, how can a man doesn't hurt his own body. You can't hurt the woman without that being a reflection on how you feel about yourself. But notice it says, the woman is the glory of the man. Now this is a day and a time that every man is going to have to, now listen to this very carefully. Every man is going to have to exercise some individual judgment. You're not going to, this is a day that your manhood is going to require that you not just be led by rhetoric and groups and little, tyrant-like leaders, that at some point you develop your own mindset as a man. A man is by nature designed to be a leader. A true leader has to possess the strength to think things through and to follow your own path. You can't follow everything you see your boys doing. Mm-hmm. You can't listen to everything you hear on YouTube or on Facebook or on TikTok or in the barbershop relative to women. You're going to have your own mind. Because when you're disrespecting your wife, your girl, or the mother of your children, your son is watching that. Mm-hmm. Your daughters are watching that. And listen to what the Bible says in Romans 14 and 5, and this is the Amplified Version. It says, one person regards one day as better or more important than another, while another regards every day the same as any other. Let everyone be fully convinced, assured, satisfied in his own mind. It's sad to say, but my position relative to what I'm teaching you right now is not popular among men today. That's a sad statement.
Yeah, they'll call R.C. Blake's a simp. Okay, that's what they will call him. One more point I want to make, you guys, before we bring this broadcast to an end. Another thing a man will do, ladies, to disrespect you is if you tell him in confidence how another man has hurt and disrespected you, instead of being a soft shoulder for you to cry on, instead of keeping that where it's at, which is in the past when you told him that, he will begin to bring that same situation up to you and throw it in your face. Remember that man that you know, that didn't want you? Yeah, he want her. He don't even want you. He don't like you. Okay? What type of man says something like that? That man, he just didn't like you like that. You need to get over that. But in the moment, you know, you was telling him how that man disrespected you. Man, that's so messed up. And man, how dare he? And, you know, a lot of toxic men, honey, they are good actors. They know how to pretend in the moment, but the good judge of character of a man is how that man behaves after you've known him for a while. Just give it some time and you will be able to tell the real from the fake. Because the real man, he won't throw your vulnerabilities or things that you told him in confidence in your face. He won't do that because he doesn't want to damage or destroy you. That can destroy a person further. They already was abused by another person. Now you taking that same information and trying to weaponize it against them and throw it in their face and make them feel stupid and further make that person feel bad. And I have one question for you. Is that something God would do, or is that something the devil would do? I suggest the latter. The devil does stuff like that. Only a toxic, demonic, evil person does something like that. Okay? So when a person shares something with you, don't you dare throw it back in their face. And we all wonder why people are out here committing suicide, turning to drugs, alcohol, and sex as an escape. People ain't doing that stuff for no reason. The different things that they have went through in their life, it has been used against them. Okay? It has been used as a weapon. And I know I have heard a lot of people talk on this YouTube platform about, well, you shouldn't tell your business. And no, how about you don't repeat my damn business? How about that? Okay, because when a lot of us content creators, we get on here sharing our stories, I done put some of my life in some of my books, and most of the information about me is loosely based on my life. So I don't give y'all all of it. I give you just some of it. Okay, enough of it. Okay, don't ever do that, guys. Don't use anybody's personal information against them, especially if they have not did anything to you. That is so toxic, evil, and demonic. Okay, and I would like to reiterate, God is not the author of confusion. The devil is. The devil loves confusion, drama, chaos. Okay, they like to divide and conquer. They like crazy making. They want to say something to get a reaction. Okay? I done had many a men sit in my face and I can read their face. Let me say this, because I want to piss her off. She'll look too damn happy about how her life is going. Let me say this and bring her all the way down. Okay? They want to bring you down to the first floor. And you want to know why? Because they know that you are a top level chick. Okay? And they got to bring you down to their level. Okay? So when a person throws your past up in your face, it's because they can't deal with your beautiful future. Okay? That's why people throw your past in your face, because they can't deal with you in the present moment, and they can't watch you win. They don't want to watch you win. They want to bring you down. They want to bring up how this person don't like you, how that person don't like you. Well, they was saying this and they was saying that about you. Who cares? Okay, you supposed to love me. Why you telling me about what a hater got to say? Don't nobody care what a hater got to say. I tell people all the time, I'm going to make money off of you. You going in one of my books, or you going to be in my commentary, baby. That's how we fix you on the brand new 715 channel. I'm not arguing with nobody I don't like, okay? I'm not dealing with no toxicity. I don't deserve that, and I ain't come this far to have to deal with that. Okay?
Yeah. I'm fully persuaded in my own mind that as a man, there's a certain way I'm supposed to handle a woman. Period. Certain level of respect for yourself. You don't let over 8 years. 8 years, and you around here, you having sex with me like we married, and you mean to tell me you can't find a date? Okay, well, we're gonna shut this down, because when you respect yourself, you demand that the world respects you. When you disrespect yourself, the world will take you further than you were prepared to go. And number 4, and finally, the woman must honor the man for respecting her by reciprocating. When a man does respect you, in other words, why are men disrespectful to women? Because the man that does respect you, you don't even recognize. In fact, about it, it's just the truth now. In a lot of cases, the more respectful a man is, the less honorable women are, because of that broken consciousness.
And I told y'all, they are out here calling Will Smith a simp. And they got Kevin Samuels on this pedestal. Okay, make it make sense.
Just as men must be delivered from misogynistic conditioning, the hatred of women, women must be delivered from misandry. That's just the opposite of misogyny. Mm-hmm. Misogyny is the hatred of women. Misandry is the hatred of men. Mm-hmm. Misandry is the hatred of contempt for or prejudice against men. It is the asymmetrical counterpart of misogyny. Prejudice against men. Mm-hmm. You see, women desire, and I use that term men intentionally, women desire males and have a conditioned hate for real men.
Y'all hear those terms? Males and men. There's a difference.
Women are conditioned for male parts, if you know what I mean. Male imagery, but reject true masculine character.
And that goes for the women out here that, support men like Kevin Samuels, support men that cheat on them. A lot of these women will stay with these men because they feel like he just being a man. He just being a man. That's just what he do. A lot of these women, they will cuss out other women, but they will stay with their man. They'll cuss the woman out, though, for cheating with the man, but they won't cuss that man out. They're not mad at that man. He's on a pedestal. He's Jesus. He can't do no wrong. Okay, she could forgive him within 5 seconds, but she'll be mad at you for 5+ years. Okay, make it make sense, because it surely don't make any deposits. Okay?
Because broken consciousness has made many women turned off by respect and honor. In other words, you get a man that actually respects you. I don't like him. He ain't my type.
He too soft.
What you don't like about me? I don't know. He just call. Every day he call. Every day he call. Now in the meantime, you got this other cat that you call in 3 and 4 times a day trying to run him down. You don't see him till Friday about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night when he passed through for the 15-20 minute session, and then he make an excuse to get out on you. But now you got a man that's calling and checking on you and loves you, respects you. You know, doesn't drag you across the floor by your tracks and all of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you don't like him.
Yeah.
Because your broken consciousness has made a respectful man unattractive.
And a lot of times, guys, these women will hit the man too. You know, ooh, you need to act more like a man. Like, there are some women that feel like her man is not a man unless he's hitting on her, beating on her, cheating on her, making her jealous, bringing up other women. You know, there are some women that play into that and they like that. Okay? So a lot of times when you see a woman with a narcissist, and we call them pick-me's and codependents, that woman is just like that man. She's toxic just like him. Okay? In order to live in the same environment as a person, you gotta be like-minded. You gotta be a liar, a cheater, and a toxic individual yourself. Because how else can you stay with somebody for so long? That's why somebody healthy and somebody that is no nonsense, confident, strong, you know, somebody like myself, I can't be with some weak man. I can't be with some narcissistic man disrespecting me. Okay? And even when any man has tried to disrespect me, there were consequences and repercussions. Because y'all know Miss Robinson, honey, don't play. Okay? But, honey, that's all, honey, Miss Robinson got to say about all of that. I got to get me some lunch, honey. Not lunch. Lunch. Okay? But I hope you all enjoyed this thought-provoking video. Shout out to Mr. R.C. Blakes, honey. Y'all know Miss Robinson don't even go to church. I consider myself more of a spiritualist. But I listen to this man faithfully, okay? Like almost every other day, I listen to R.C. Blakes. Because he is the truth, honey, okay? And the truth shall set you free, honey, okay? Don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out in the next video.